Good evening, everybody. How are you all doing? Okay, yeah, so I'm very happy and excited as this is my first offline class of FemPower IAS, and I'm happy for one more reason that my father is here. He's attending my first class, and he has been encouraging me in whatever I have been doing. I thank you, Daddy. And yes, I thank my family, my friends, my students, all my well wishers for being part of my journey. And yes, I thank all of you also for being part of my first class of FemPower IAS. So, a big round of applause for all of you. Yeah. So, yes, I'm also happy for one more reason that I'm starting my offline classes with the unique initiative which is DD Ethics, which is Daily Dose of Ethics. So, yes, I just want to know from you all, when you first saw my initiative of DD Ethics, what was that one thought which came into your mind? Can anybody tell me? One single thought which came into your mind when you saw my flyer of DD Ethics. Yes, you can voluntarily raise your hand and answer.
It's like madam, is just that we can cover, like by investing only 1 hour every day, we can cover most of the syllabus and like at least get little bit of confidence to done our like mains preparation.
Okay.
It's like we don't get proper ethics kind of thing nowhere.
Okay. So, any other response? Okay. So, what is your target in ethics? So, 110 to? Okay. So, let's start the discussion with his score of 110 to 120. Okay, let me write it down here. So, your score is 110 to 120 in ethics. Now, usually, when we see GS 1, 2, 3, the scores which UPSC gives is in the range of 110 to 120, the same score which he has said. But the unique thing about ethics is that, so as he said, his target is 110 to 120. This is the score range which usually UPSC gives for the good answers or the highest score in GS 1, 2 and 3. But the unique aspect of ethics is that your score can go up to 160. You can't even imagine this score for the other 3 GS subjects. And ethics, I always keep on telling my students that E in ethics. So, we will be discussing the real meaning or the real analysis or the real assessment of the letter E. Today, I am going to give a different perspective of the letter E when it comes to ethics. Okay? So, in ethics, you can score. We have Vishaka Yadav ma'am. She is an IAS officer now. Her score was 162 in 2020 UPSC. Pradeep Singh, AR1 in 2019. He scored 157. So, that was not because of mugging up ethics concepts. It was because of putting up their real personality on the paper. Okay, so that is about ethics. Ethics is about your personality, about what you are, about what you are putting it on the paper. Okay, yes. So, leaving about this course apart, yeah, leaving this course apart, now usually when we talk about ethics, or you might have attended many classes for ethics, right? The common question is, what is ethics? But now I want to ask you all another question. You take 5 minutes of time, take out your pen and paper and write down the answer for this question. What ethics is not about? So, you know what is ethics. Then what is not ethics? So, take 5 minutes time and write down your own points about what doesn't come under ethics. So, yes, are you all ready with your answers? అంటే మై క్వశ్చన్ వాస్ అంటే అకౌంటబిలిటీ ఉంటే ఎథిక్స్ అది మనకు తెలుసు. సో వెన్ ఐ సెడ్ వాట్ ఈస్ నాట్ ఎథిక్స్ అంటే అకౌంటబిలిటీ ఉండకపోతే ఎథిక్స్ కాదు అనేది దట్ షుడ్ నాట్ బి ది ఆన్సర్. ఓకే Okay. Okay. Any more responses? Yes? Natural phenomena. They do not come under ethics. So when something happens naturally, you think that it can be ethically right also. It can be. Okay. 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 Any other response?
And someone like don't get proper judgment.
When somebody doesn't
Under
get proper judge.
jurisdiction,
Okay.
that might come under not ethical kind of.
Okay. So you are saying you don't want to go with the legal aspect. That means all legal things are not ethically correct. Right? Okay. Next point. Sociological approach. Okay, so you are saying that ethics is not about what you think is right. It can be wrong from other person's point of view. Okay. Next person.
Ethics, which is not an other like subject matter.
Okay, ethics is not a subject. Huh.
It is a quality of
It is a quality of.
thinking, which is good, which is wrong.
Okay.
For people,
Okay.
for society.
So, okay, Karunakar, when you say that ethics is not a subject for you, then tell me why are you treating ethics as a GS4 subject in preparing for UPSC? Why do you need ethics in civil services preparation?
Because of we are facing the different types of problems, which mainly consideration into the ethical problems, ma'am. Like many of dilemmas, many of dilemma situations we are also facing in that position of being an administrator. And this subject which helps you.
So now you're calling it a subject.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, fine, please continue. Yeah.
I think I didn't express clearly.
No, I understood. Yeah. Yes. Any other response?
Corruption.
Corruption. Okay. So corruption is not ethically correct or is not ethically incorrect?
Not correct.
Okay. Ethically it is not correct. So legally it is correct?
Legally also.
Okay. Okay.
Cheating. Ethics is not is only one day character of man.
Hmm.
It's a dynamic character.
Okay. So it keeps on changing.
It keeps on changing.
It keeps on changing from person to person depending upon the situation.
Not
Yes.
means non-punctuality,
Hmm.
accountability as saying,
Okay.
and evils in society,
Hmm.
like this.
Okay. So I have one more question for you. If somebody superior to you says something and you have to obey it, can you say that it is ethical to do it?
Yes, because you have to follow the professional ethics,
Okay.
going beyond the superior orders.
Okay.
To obey your superior.
What if your superior is wrong? Does that come under professional ethics? Now I can read something on your faces that, okay, there is so much depth in ethics. How many of you got this thought in mind listening to my questions? And this is just the beginning of the class, right? So, okay, any other response? Can we say that religious aspects are ethically correct?
Not all.
Not all. Okay. Can you say that whatever faith you believe in is ethically correct? Then what is the difference between religion and faith? Just now you told me that not all religious aspects are ethically correct. Then when I asked about faith, you're saying yes. So what is the difference between faith and religion?
And religion is a communal thing. Faith is one what we believe individually.
Okay.
Doesn't regard to someone God or something that's to see. We norms what we won't accept from society or from community. That is the difference between faith and religion.
So according to you, you don't want to relate the word faith to religion exactly. So faith can be anything which is your belief. Okay. Okay. Any other interpretation? Terrorism. Okay. So terrorism is not ethics. Okay. 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 Any other response? Recent days politics also are unethical. Okay. Okay. We have a person in the class right now. I don't want to name the person, but is so much interested in politics. Yeah. So yes. Any other reason? Think and tell me. Any other aspect which you think that it is not ethical? Not ethical in the sense I am saying is, we do not relate the term ethics to it. Ethics is not about that. Okay. Okay. But there are people who consider Tribal Talaq as part of their religion, as part of their faith. Okay. So now we are talking about change of aspects when it comes to ethical reality in the society. Okay. Okay. So yeah, as I was telling you, how many of you thought that ethics was easier before? You thought that ethics was easier. Okay. So after 15 minutes of this class, what is your opinion? You have to work upon, because what usually happens is, aspirants, whenever they enter civil services preparation, they automatically feel like heroes. They think that as I have entered civil services, I myself became a more disciplined person, so I can write ethics answers easily. You just give me any question, I'll write it down. But that is not true. Ethics is the most toughest of all the GS subjects. That is the reason UPSC gives you around UPSC gives you around 160 marks in ethics, because it is the toughest of all. So if you are still of the thought that ethics is easy, then come out of that thing, okay? And one more thing, as I told you, like how many of you have seen my short video on this ethics, right? So I have posed some questions in that video. So did you all analyze those questions? Did anybody analyze those questions yourself to answer it yourself? I told you all that ethics is your personality. How many of you agree with that? Is ethics really your personality? So, if an aspirant or if any ranker is scoring around 150 in ethics, can we say that his or her personality is full of ethics, and whatever he or she is going to do on the field will be ethically correct or ethically right? Then, now you tell me, is ethics your personality? It was you who told me that ethics is not a subject. Okay, fine. Yeah, please continue. Yeah.
I think it is a balance between the question and like what UPSC accept what they want and what we, and that is a balance between both of us.
Okay. So without knowing who the person is, without knowing the mentality of that person also, you're going to balance his thoughts with your answers.
I'm telling about UPSC and you.
That's what. So UPSC in the sense, you're evaluator, right? You can't consider everybody. Right. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, fine. So ethics will become your personality, and it need not be permanent. When I told that ethics is like your personality, it means that your personality should keep on changing depending upon the situation you are in. So ethics is your personality, but it is not a constant thing, and that is what UPSC is testing through ethics as a subject. If at all he gives you any question where you are allowed to go against the question also, even that is wrong, you have to go against the question. And you have to provide stronger arguments as well as counter arguments, right? That is ethics. So in that situation, you are going to counter the statement, but still that becomes your personality. How strongly you are going to counter the statement, that is what matters. So your personality can be right or wrong, because it is you, it is your opinion, and you, like nobody else, you don't need anybody's guarantee for your opinion. You can strongly say, this is my opinion, I am providing the suggestions here, I am providing my own arguments here, this is it. You don't know if the person who is correcting your paper likes your answers or not, but your strong personality is reflected in your answers, and that personality should be different from different people as well as in different answers. Why? Why? As everyone is different. Yeah, I'll tell you one thing. See, for example, this student is reading from uh, any ethics booklet of any other institute. The next student also is reading from the same booklet. Both of them have studied everything in a similar way. Now, when they write answers to a same question, can we say that both of their answers are similar? Because of interpretation. Okay, what happens if the question is about any of the GS 1 or 2 or 3? Almost similar. So this is the difference. When it comes to ethics, no two answers are similar. And even your personality changes for the same question if you write it twice. Yes or no? That is ethics. So that is ethics, that is your mindset, that is your personality, depending upon the situation, depending upon that point of time, how your mind is working. If you are happy, your answers will be positive. If you are sad, your answers will be negative. You will provide stronger arguments for negative things. That is ethics. That is what UPSC is testing. And if you win in that test, obviously, even you will be one among the high scorers. Okay? Yes. So yes, my one more question was, is ethics based on facts? No. Definitely no. Right? See, when you provide some factual information, you can't say that it is obviously ethically correct. So ethics is not based on facts but depends on the various situations. Yeah. So we are done with this. Now see this. Yeah. Can we say that ethics is like a prescription, an order for doing or not doing certain things? Yes or no? Yes? It's a no, right? It is not like a prescription. So you can't order something that this is right or this is wrong. It keeps on changing depending upon the situation. Okay? Yes.
So that point of time it is
that point of time, that's what I'm telling you, and that point of time keeps on changing. Ethics is not just a subject but your personality, on which we had a elaborative discussion, right? Yes. Why ethics is important in civil services preparation, even this we have discussed. I have shown you all the score also, right? So that is the difference. Your entire rank, including your cadre, will change if you score well in ethics. So ethics is important in civil services preparation because, as I told you, UPSC is testing you even before you enter the field of administration. So it wants to give you harder tasks in the form of questions, in the form of case studies, in the form of codes which you can't even analyze in the exam hall, right? Am I right? Can you analyze codes of UPSC? Obviously, you can analyze outside the exam hall when other students write mains and you'll keep on waiting for that 12 p.m. Right, and when you see the paper, you will be able to answer. But that is not the thing in the real exam scenario. It is difficult. So ethics is important because you have to see, you will face many challenges. As we have discussed before, you will have many orders from superiors, many political pressures, but still you have to go forward, right? You can't be ethically correct 100% when you're in your administrative field, but at least you have to try to be ethically correct. Okay, so that at least you can maximize whatever you are doing to the benefit of maximum people. Okay, but you should not be as you should not be like 100% I'll be ethically correct. So that won't work practically, because ethics is also about logic. Ethics is also about being practical. Okay, this you have to keep in your mind. Yeah. Is this the right time to prepare for ethics? Yeah. Now, when all of you have seen my flyer, this doubt might have come into your mind that I have just thought of starting my prelims preparation. So, is this the right time to begin my ethics preparation? How many of you thought this way? Nobody? Really? Very good. See. So, see. Okay, we'll get back to that. Is this the right time to prepare for ethics? What are the sources for ethics? Don't you think this is the common question which you first get into your mind when you think about any subject? The first thing is sources. You'll forget about the syllabus. You'll forget what you should read, but from where you should read, right? So, sources of ethics also we are going to discuss. Yeah. So, the most interesting question. Common mistakes done by students when it comes to ethics. Now I want one common mistake from each one of you.
Overconfidence.
Overconfidence that?
We can write ethics answers
Very easily.
as we are disciplined enough.
Yes, true. Yes. General definitions. Okay. Okay. So as she said general definitions, I'll tell you one more common mistake done by the students. Starting all your ethics answers with what is ethics? How many of you do this? Right? So, so when you write those questions, or when you write those 13 static answers, all your answers you'll start with what is ethics? It's a single paper and still you start with writing what is ethics. So that is the most common mistake. Writing general definitions is one more common mistake. Then you don't make mistakes at all.
Famous quotes.
Huh?
Everyone quoting the same quote.
Okay, everyone quoting the same quote is one of the common mistakes. Another mistake is సబ్స్టాన్షియేట్ చేయడంలో కష్టం అవుతుంది. ఏది కోట్సా? ఓకే, అది ఎప్పుడు అవుతుంది అంటే when will it become difficult for you to substantiate whatever you have written? When you write irrelevant quotes, when you write irrelevant examples, just because you know that you have to write examples, you have to write more examples in ethics answers, you will come up with irrelevant examples. You'll cover your paper with irrelevant quotes. So obviously you can't substantiate. That is one more mistake, right? Yes. So next, come on.
I think case studies also following the same approach for everything, like stakeholders.
Yes. So what will students do is they create a common template for case study. For all the case studies, I'll start with stakeholders, then I'll write the ethical dilemmas, then I'll write what solutions I'm going to take, my course of action. That is the most common mistake which will take away the time of all the students. They think that if I have a proper template, I can write it quickly. But you can write it quickly, but you're not meeting the demand of the case study. Right? So it is not about creating a permanent template for case studies. Even for case studies, the template will depend on different aspects about different situations given in the case studies. Okay, even that we are going to discuss. Yes, next one. More responses, please. How many of you know Akshat Jain, sir? He has given a statement with regards to ethics that he started his ethics preparation after clearing prelims. So there are students who believe that they can write ethics answers very well in mains even if they start their ethics preparation after clearing prelims. So please take this to your mind that all of you are not Akshat Jains. That is his personality. He is a different personality. He could have done that, but it is actually not possible. So don't get into the trap that you can read, you can study, you can revise ethics answers after your prelims, after clearing prelims. So you have to complete your entire ethics part at least once before you go for prelims. And that is where we arrive at this question. Is this the right time to prepare for ethics? So definitely this is the right time to prepare for ethics, because once the months of January, after Pongal holidays, once these days begin, even if I say no, or even if any of your mentors say no to prelims preparation, you will not believe them. You will secretly prepare for prelims, whereas you will tell them that no sir, I'm still writing answers, right? So you put that time after January 15th or from the month of February, but till February you have to focus on your mains answer writing, and most importantly ethics essay and optional. Okay, and when I'm making it easier for you with just 1 hour of ethics per day, so this 1 hour, in this 1 hour you will take in those ethical aspects inside your personality. For 3 months she's laughing. So for 3 months your mind will be in such a way that every day for 1 hour you will think ethically, and you'll apply that knowledge in your other answers also. And subconsciously you will stay positive because you are gradually completing your ethics syllabus even before you are starting your prelims preparation exclusively, right? So this is the right time to prepare for yeah. So one more common mistake done by the students is getting over emotional in answers. How many of you experienced this? Getting over emotional in answer.
Personal things. Right.
Yes. Why? Because you want the tears of the examiner. So you want to lay a trap there by becoming emotional in your answers and by also making the examiner emotional. But will it really happen? It may happen, provided you are a very good writer, provided you narrate the things in a very proper way. Okay, that can be done, but not always, especially not in case studies, because your case study should be practical, logical, realistic. Okay, yes. Yeah, one more common mistake done by students is separating ethics and essay. Do you all know that there is a closer link between ethics and essay? What is that link? So can you always write ethical essays?
Ethical view in the answer.
Okay, so you are going to incorporate your view in ethical way in your essays. Okay, any other relation between essay and ethics? So ethics and essay are both interlinked. Whatever you read in your ethics, you can definitely use in your essays, be it quotes, be it examples, be it the examples of personalities, be it your real life examples. Okay, anything you can use in your ethics as, you can use in your essays also. The only difference is if you are coming up with a long story, you can use that long story in your essay, whereas in ethics you have to cut short because you have to write your ethics answers in just 150 words. So one more toughest part of ethics is that you have a lot in your mind, but you have very less number of words as well as less amount of space to put it on the paper. That is one more challenging aspect of ethics. Sometimes you feel like writing 250 word answer for ethics. You wish that there are 250 words answers for ethics. So that is the challenge of ethics. Okay. So ethics and essay are both related. Yeah. So we'll come back to sources of ethics. Yeah, see, thinking that ethics is easy, ignoring or planning your ethics preparation only after clearing prelims, not covering it at least once before you start your prelims preparation, thinking that you can write anything, overconfidence, lack of discipline and consistency in practicing writing answers, starting every answer by defining what is ethics, right? Unnecessary examples, irrelevant quotes, getting emotional. Yeah, ignoring the practical aspect of the question, giving more importance to ethical aspect. This is also a common mistake. Just because you're writing ethics answers, you need not be totally ethically correct. You can give counter view also. That is your personality. You keep on questioning, right? See, if a faculty is taking the class, it should not be a one-way interaction. You keep on bombarding us with questions. That is your personality to clear your doubts. The same thing goes true for ethics also. So you have to give your counter view also. It need not be ethically correct always. You can give your own view. Yeah. How you should actually approach ethics. So tell me what you have done till now for ethics. You can sit and answer, it's okay. Okay, so he made his own notes and he started writing answers. Okay, anybody has a unique approach to ethics?
It was like seeing the syllabus and decoding all the terms.
Did you really do that, Kritika?
I made for some.
Okay, so yes, she is actually right. Decoding the syllabus is the first important aspect whenever you think about ethics. Now, this is the syllabus of ethics from the UPSC notification. See here, this paper will include questions to test the candidate's attitude and approach. Now, what is this attitude? Because all of you have a same notion about attitude. When I say attitude, you think about somebody putting their right leg on left leg. Is that attitude? Is UPSC talking about that attitude? Then What is attitude here?
Your opinion towards something, activities.
Opinion towards something. Okay, then UPSC could have used the word your opinion and approach to issues relating to that.
Psychological tendency also.
Psychological tendency. Okay. Then approach to approach towards anything. Yes, so actually it is nothing but obviously attitude and approach. See, this is how the UPS is relating. So attitude in the sense it need not be that sense whichever we are thinking. It is that thing which you face certain things in that particular point of time with a particular mindset. So that keeps on changing. This particular thing is dynamic. It is not constant. Okay, so UPSC is testing that dynamic nature in your personality. Okay, and approach to issues relating to integrity, probity. So the first and foremost thing UPSC is talking about is issues only. So UPSC itself is saying that I am going to give you some issues, you tell me the problems, you tell me the solutions. Okay, yeah. So relating to integrity, probity in public life and his problem solving approach to various issues. See again the word issues. So ethics paper is all about, really? Really? Then what about the first part? Even the static part is about issues? What happened? Not all, not the entire paper. He is dominating the paper with issues and problems, but not all of it. Okay? Yeah. So, questions may utilize the case study approach to determine these aspects. Okay? Yes. Now, let's see this. Yeah. Ethics and human interface. So, as she was saying, today you do this thing of going through the syllabus individually. I am 100% sure that none of you has seen the word attitude here until I told you today. Yes? And all of you might have ignored these 6 lines. Right? So, that is what is UPSC trying to do. You should not ignore these small words also. So, think that you will definitely get a question directly or indirectly about attitude. Issues, conflicts, obviously as you said, most of your paper is about the issues and conflicts. Yes. So, your every answer will determine your attitude. That is what UPSC wants to see. Then ethics and human interface, essence, determinants, consequences. Now, what is the importance of seeing the syllabus? As she said, you have to, there is no excuse at all. Go through each and every word. Open every word on Google. You have internet these days, right? So, open each and every word on Google. Find out the exact definition of that word. Exact definition. Okay? At the same time, check out the meaning of that word. Is there a difference between definition and meaning? Or can we use them synonymously? S is for there is difference or there is no difference?
There is difference.
Okay, what is the difference?
Because if we know meaning, we can write it in our own words also.
Very good, very good. He's absolutely right. So when there is a question from UPSC saying define something, it is saying that you should not write it in your own words. Give me the exact definition of it. So for ethics, you have individual terms where you come up with your definitions. I mean the definitions you search on the internet. Then write down the meaning of it. Meaning is secondary to definition. Start your answers with these definitions instead of writing about ethics. Instead of writing what is ethics, search out these keywords from the question and define them. That will give you an edge over others. Writing the meaning won't give you an edge over others. Writing the definition will definitely do. So, write down a definition, and as I was telling you, I'll give you the interpretation for the letter E. E stands for ethics, E stands for examples. Your every answer should have an example. Okay? So, while you're preparing for ethics, while you're writing the definitions for these ethical terms, why don't you search for examples yourself? Now you have time. So search for examples yourself and write down that unique example for yourself. Don't show that notes to anybody. Keep that notes to yourself. So an ethical term, essence of ethics. Define what is essence and write down an example where you can simulate the example with the meaning of the word essence. So just imagine how many examples you are going to get. And I will be helping you through DD ethics. So for every question, for every topic, I am going to give you examples. But my thing is, all the examples should not be same. That is the reason I am telling you to come up with your own example which suits your personality. When an example suits your personality, you know what will happen? You will remember that more. You need not mug up that example. So search for that example which suits your personality. So you will never forget it. That will help you in your interview also. Okay? Yes. So that is the most important thing you have to do. Definition, meaning, example for every keyword of this syllabus. And you're done with 50% of your ethics preparation. Trust me. This is true. Okay? Yes. So we are going to deal with all the things. I'm going to show you the schedule of DD ethics also, where the schedule is properly designed in such a way that everything is covered. And I'm going to give you all homeworks also. Okay? I'm going to make you all go back to school through DD ethics. Right? Yes. So case studies on the above issues, you just go through the syllabus. Yeah. Strictly every term, understand the syllabus and actual meanings of all the words. Yeah. Now when we come to ethics paper, obviously there is static part as well as case studies part. Now I'll tell you what you should actually do with the static part. Definitions must be known to write as well as apply in your answers. So definitions is not about just writing in your book. You have to apply it in your answers as well as case studies wherever the situation permits. Okay. Make your own short notes on every term by writing examples. Yes. And these examples can be real life examples, examples of current affairs, your own examples, but you can write some random name of Ram, Sita. Okay. Yeah. Then common man examples. Usually, see, I'll give you an example. I'll give you two scenarios. Okay. Tomorrow morning in the newspaper, you see a news headline saying that a 45-year-old man has beaten his maid. Okay, a 45-year-old man has beaten his maid. Next scenario, an IAS officer of Jharkhand state has beaten his maid. Which one will be in the news, front page? Why? Famous personality. Okay. But even a man beating his maid is not ethically correct. Then?
Because being an IAS officer,
He should have some
responsibility.
responsibility. Okay. So when it comes to issues, okay, fine. So you are saying that the IAS officer beating the maid has more weightage. Right? Right? Okay. Now let's turn the scenario into another thing. An IAS officer has strived very hard for the education of kids in his village, for the education of children in his village. A 35-year-old man has strived very hard for the education of the kids in his village. Tell me. $35-year-old man. Why? Huh.
It's his job to see about education and everything.
Huh.
But he did something beyond his capability at 35 years old.
Okay. So what is the difference you are seeing here? Okay. Okay. So what is the difference in writing you are seeing here? So which one, if like what example if you write in your answer, you are going to get an edge over others? Responsibility. Common man. So why can't a common man beating a maid is not making, it is not becoming a huge thing?
Because we cannot expect that from a common.
Why? We can't expect that from a common man because we don't usually read that in newspapers because that is not given in newspapers. That may happen regularly. So what I am trying to say is, this is a perfect example where I want to showcase that even while writing examples, you should know what you are writing. This is what I told you, writing irrelevant examples. Right? So, while writing examples for these terms, you should know which example will have huge impact on the examiner's mind, on the evaluator's mind. Which example will bring tears on on his face. Okay, or literally it won't bring tears on his face. I'm just telling you. Now, what I mean to say, it's like a connection. The evaluator should feel that connection when he reads your answers, and that will come when you use apt examples for apt situations. So when it is a situation of power, obviously when you write the example of IAS officer, it is his responsibility. So why, as an evaluator, why will I feel so proud of it, or why will I feel so good? Why will I feel to give you one extra mark more? He's an IAS officer. His job is to work for the education of the society. But when a common man does it, that is making me feel to give you one more mark extra. That is the difference in choosing the examples. So choose your examples correctly. So when you are giving common man examples, you should know what special feature that common man has. Okay. Yeah. So in your static part, the concepts should be written clearly in less number of words, right? And I am telling you, this can't be done in the examination hall. So you have to practice this every day through this. I mean, it need not be this initiative, but I'm telling you, okay? I'm telling you to practice it every day to write the concepts of ethics in the limited number of words possible. Only then you can write it well in your examination hall, okay? Expand answer by writing why that topic is important and how you will apply it in life, especially civil servants. So this is one more important aspect. So when a static question is given, you have defined the topic, you have written an example, you are going to write the concept in 2 to 3 lines, then you are going to expand that answer by writing why that particular topic is important, because obviously UPSC has tried so hard in thinking and coming up with a question for you. So you also should know why UPSC is giving that question, right? So expand the answer by writing why that topic is important, and this is one more important thing. He is giving you from the point of view of civil servants on the ground, in the field. So definitely you have to mention how that particular concept can be applied in civil services or in reality of civil servants administration. Next, use ray diagrams, flow charts and other representations. Yeah, can you use flow charts in essays? Can you use ray diagrams in essays? In ethics? So ethics is that GS subject where you have more amount of freedom to represent your answers. You can use flow charts, you can use ray diagrams, you can use any form of representation to write it down in short, because it is only 150 word answer. So like your marks are not going to reduce if you use flow charts or representations. Okay, you can do ethics, and ethics answers will be more effective if you do that. Okay, next, go through ARC report, committees reports on ethics, and previous year questions, toppers notes. How many of you totally depend on toppers notes? Anybody? Totally depending on toppers notes? Nobody? Really? Did any one of you at least check toppers notes? Yes, but you're not going to rely on them. Why?
I rely
Because
on
you are confident that you will make your own notes.
Coming to ethics, I did ethics till now.
Okay.
So that I didn't answer this.
Okay, fine. Yeah. So, I want you all to go through the toppers notes, because there are many rankers, many toppers who have already put in a lot of effort in coming up with ethics notes. You just go through those notes, and trust me, you will get connected to just 1 or 2 notes, or 1 or 2 notes of toppers. take examples from their notes. See how they are writing those concepts in less number of words possible. But that should not become your personality, because you cannot emulate anybody's personality in the real life or in your real exam scenario. You just see how they are writing, you just see how they are coming up with various examples or how they are coming up with various introductions, conclusions. So toppers notes is very, very important. You have to see them. I am talking about toppers notes but not toppers copies. Because I personally tell my students not to entirely believe toppers copies, because you don't know in what situation they are writing those exams, right? So you need not believe toppers copies always. If you know that anybody is genuine and anybody has written those copies in the real exam scenario, then you can go through. But you can undoubtedly check out toppers notes. Okay? Yes. Use constitutional, fundamental rights, directive principles of state policies, legal aspects, logical, practical aspects. All this in your static answers. I am scrolling down because you might have forgot what we are discussing. So we are discussing how to write static answers. Okay? Yeah. So you'll use constitutional aspects, legal aspects, logical aspects, practical aspects. So when you inculcate these aspects in your ethics answers, you can be correct. I mean, you may be correct 95%. If you write your own points, you may be wrong. But if you inculcate something from constitution, legal aspects, anything from law, any logical aspects, practical aspects, then obviously you may be correct and you may not go wrong. Incorporate GS knowledge in ethics. Use short stories. How many of you are writers, poets? Yes? No writers, no poets? Really? I don't believe this. I really don't believe this. There is writer in each one of you. It will come out only in specific times, only with specific people. Yeah. So use short stories, thinkers, mythological aspects, but what is this disclaimer here? All should definitely make sense. You can't write something from Mahabharata even though it is not related. So you can't think that I am writing something from Mahabharata, so examiner will think that, oh my god, the student has written something from Mahabharata, so I should give him marks. No. It should definitely make sense. So next, coming to the case studies aspect. So obviously case studies are nothing but the scenarios which have problems. How you will deal with them on ground is assessed in UPSC. Okay. Reading case studies look very, very interesting. Yes? How many of you agree with me? Yes? So we keep on reading the case studies. Even, see, I know this complaint from many students that English comprehension in CSAT. UPSC gives the passages in a very interesting way that you keep on reading them thinking that they are true. Do you know that all of them are false? No, they are false, they are not true. Most of the passages are not true. He gives only to attract your attention there and waste your time. That's what happens in comprehension passages, and similar thing is true for case studies. So when you read a case study, you think that it is very interesting and you keep on reading every single line by even marking it with a pen and paper, with a pen on paper. See, this will be the case study, case study question. When you see the question paper of students, this is how it will be. When you, after completing the reading aspect, when you are writing the case study, so what are you going to see? Again, all the words which you have underlined. So you are wasting the time again, right? So you should know to quickly read between the lines. So when you are reading itself, you should be in a position to assess what is the situation. So you should focus on the stakeholders, the important people in the case study and their role or the situation or what you should do or the problems, but not everything. So you should read in between the lines in case studies, and this will come only with practice. And you can definitely complete your paper if you do this properly in your exam hall. Okay? Yes. Yes, another important question in students' minds. Which one to do first, static or case studies? Static? Really? Why? Case studies. Okay. Why case studies?
It takes no time. If you start with static, it consumes code.
Okay.
అలా అప్లై చేస్తే బెనిఫిట్ అనేది రాదు.
Okay. Why static first?
The static part is based on case studies is based on the static part.
Okay. So you want to write the static part first. So as case studies are based on static part, you want to go with case studies next. But he is saying that case studies and static are related, so he wants to go with case studies first.
This is my
Obviously, that is your personality. We are discussing ethics. Okay, so as you're talking about 6 case studies and 13 questions, tell me the marks.
కాస్ట్ 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 బెనిఫిట్ రేషియో తీసుకుంటే కేస్ స్టడీస్ ఫస్ట్ ఆన్సర్ చేయడం బెస్ట్.
6 case studies, 13 questions. We were discussing about this most important question. Which one to do first? Case studies or static? So that student is so sure, and I think he has applied that thought of doing case studies first in his answer writing practice. So he came up with this approach. So this can be different from.
New point, actually,
Yes.
ఫస్ట్ ఫ్రెష్ మైండ్ సెట్ ఉండాలి.
Huh.
మనం సిచ్యువేషన్
Okay, so I have a counter view, taking into consideration other students also. So when you enter the examination hall, will your brain be so fresh? Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. So depending upon him, as he has practiced it, he is very sure of going with the case studies or starting his paper by writing the case studies. So this also is individual to or separate to different students. Okay, but in majority cases, students usually go with static part because they think that these are short, they can be answered quickly, and once they are done with this, they can then get into the problem solving thing, because by this time of completing the static part, their mind will be ready. They have been thinking a lot for static part, usage of quotes, usage of examples, analyzing quotes, coming up with definitions and all. So they are already ready for whatever is coming in front of them. It will be like, throw anything at me, I will write. So that is scenario for other set of students, whereas we have some set of students like this who go with case studies first. Okay, but it depends entirely on you, and it comes only with practicing every day. Okay, you can't outrightly take a decision that I will start with case studies no matter what, or you can't decide to yourself that I will start with static part no matter what. So that won't happen if you don't practice. Okay, yes. The next important aspect of ethics paper is ethical dilemma. So what is a dilemma? Confusion between two things. Then what is ethical dilemma?
legally right or wrong, dilemma.
Ethically right or wrong.
morally wrong, exactly.
Okay, what is the difference between ethics and morality? Huh? Morals are individual. Okay. Okay. Okay, we'll discuss that in our classes, DD ethics classes, not now. Okay. Yes. So ethical dilemmas are nothing but, see, they are the situations in which there is a difficult choice to be made between two or more options. So dilemma can be anything. Confusion between a right and a right, wrong and a wrong, right and a wrong. But when it comes to ethical dilemma, you feel that both the things are right. Where you are at a crossroads, you don't know which one to take, and you have to weigh more options to decide which one to do. Okay, for example, I'll give you a situation. Are you ready for an activity? A small mind activity? Ready? Okay. Okay. So imagine you're standing on a bridge and you have a person, you don't know that person, he's very fat and is having a heavy bag full of some metal items on his backpack. Okay, and you see five people walking on the road below the bridge, under the bridge. Okay, so A truck has lost its brakes and is coming forward. So at that point of situation, you analyze yourself that if you throw the person who is beside you under the bridge, that person, because of his heavy weight as well as because of this backpack, the tires of the truck can be stopped and the 5 people can be saved. But obviously when you throw a person off the bridge, he is going to be killed or he will be dead. So now what will be your solution or approach? So this is an example of ethical dilemma. Think and tell me, what will you do? Will you throw the person off the bridge to save 5 people? Okay, what if there are CC cameras and what if it is recorded that you have killed that person? Now where is this concept of utilitarianism? You can't say that in the court of law that you have saved 5 persons but you have killed a person there.
Satisfied my conscience.
And you're going to be in jail thinking that it has satisfied your conscience. Then what about your family? If you are in jail, or if you're a UPSC aspirant, then what about your desire to become an IAS officer?
Conscience.
That's what. So you're satisfying your own conscience. Then what about other things? What about, okay, if you're satisfying your conscience, then what about the consequences?
You need to be ready for that.
Okay, so you're ready for that also.
Yeah, because it is our decision, ma'am. You're not standing on what.
What if you're the only breadwinner of your family? Why is ma'am bombarding us with so many questions? This is your inner voice, right? So tell me, this is ethical dilemma. Tell me, what are you going to do? Okay, you're in the situation right now. You're in that situation right now. So tell me, what is that maximum benefiting thing? Think properly and write an answer for that, for yourself. Okay? Think properly, write an answer for that. Yes, so these are called as ethical dilemmas. You can't do either of them wholeheartedly. When you know something is wrong, you won't do it. When you know something is right, you will do it. But ethical dilemmas are those things which you feel that both of them seem right and both of them seem wrong. That is ethical dilemma. This is where UPSC will test you. And how will UPSC test you? Even if you want to kill 5 people, you have to provide strongly why you are saving this person who is beside you. If you want to kill this person and save 5 people, you have to strongly say why you are killing this person, but not why you are saving that person by using the concept of utilitarianism. Okay, you have to strongly say that you are killing a person and you are ready for anything. Right? Yes, so see, these are the common ethical dilemmas which I have given in the PDF. Truth versus loyalty, individual versus community, short term versus long term, justice versus mercy, capital punishment. Yeah. Okay. So all these are ethical dilemmas where you feel all are correct. Okay, so whatever is your answer, you have to provide strong arguments in coming up with solutions for your ethical dilemmas. That is what UPSC is testing you. So in our answers also, I will make you write the answers for ethical dilemmas, like how I have given the homework already, even before you are part of DD ethics. Okay? Yes. See, always should give ethical dimension using ethical terms. So, as you are writing ethics, you should bring in those ethical jargon into your answers. That is why I told you to go through the syllabus. Okay, every syllabus term should be known, should be very clear to you. So, you will keep on using it in your answers. Moral thinkers, obviously, we should not forget them. A separate chapter is given, totally dedicated to them. So, in the moral thinkers, what are you going to study from ethical point of view? Are you going to talk about when Gandhiji was born? What all he has done for the to secure freedom for India? No, right? Yes, his teachings, his personality, which he has influenced many. Yes, all his personality traits, all his concepts. Okay, so when you prepare notes or when you come up with ethical preparation for moral thinkers, you have to focus only on their teachings, theories, and what they have done for humankind or how they influence people and society. That's it. Even if the book My Experiments with Truth interests you a lot, do not write that in your ethics answers. Okay, so that is the difference in preparing for moral thinkers chapter in ethics. You should know what you are preparing. So make your preparation easier. Examples, obviously. So another E for effective, E for ethics, E for examples, E for effective. So your ethics answers will become effective answers if you include examples. And obviously, as I told you, your example should be relevant and to the situation, not outside the situation. Yeah. Yeah, and I have one more question, the way I was telling you. So see here, I'll open that in some time. Yeah. So when you write your examples, writing your own views, okay, writing your own view versus as told by a prominent personality versus learning and writing others' views. Which one do you think is effective? As told by prominent personality. How many of you agree with this? As told by prominent personality. Okay. So if you are saying that it is told by prominent personality, then where is your personality in the answers? What are you showing to me? If you are quoting Modi, you are showing me Modi, not you. Okay, so I'll just, I know your mindset, so that is the reason I've prepared something for you. After seeing this, how many of you felt that you already know these things? How many of you felt that there is nothing new in this? So she is Divya Mittal ma'am, IAS. She usually comes up with such personality quotations. And she gives these quotations from her experiences. We all know these things, but the thing is we don't write quotes. So for some answers, you can quote her saying that recently an IAS officer named Divya Mittal ma'am has posted this on Twitter and you can mention this. That is one aspect. Or you yourself can say this as your own view because you already know this. The difference is, if now as I showed you this, you will remember this more. So in the exam hall, even if you don't mention Divya Mittal ma'am, it's okay. But you will remember this and you will write this. So learn from others. Learn from IAS officers. Learn from other civil servants. Because whenever they say something, they say it out of their experience, after working on the ground realities. So even though they are common things, you read and you forget. But when you remember the person who said that, you will not forget the quote. Or you will not forget whatever they said. This is a minute tip which helps you psychologically. You try it out. Okay? So when Modi says something, you remember it, that Modi said this. But when you're writing, not in every answer you need not mention Modi. Some opinions can be translated into your words through which you can impress the examiner. So if an examiner sees these type of words, he will nowhere get a doubt that you have copied from somebody. He will think that this is your personality. Understood? So that is the difference. So you can write your own view, but your own view may be wrong also. So learn from IAS officers, learn from civil servants, learn from prominent personalities, and you yourself will know at what point of time, if you mention a particular personality, you will get more marks, and at what point of time, if you don't mention a personality, but if you write it as your own view, you will get more marks. That comes with practice. This is very, very important. And there are some ethics questions where The question says, do you agree? Give your opinion. At that point of time, you can directly translate her words or such words into your words, and that becomes your personality. In such questions, when your opinion is asked, there is no need to mention the prominent personality because the examiner is testing your personality. That is the difference. So you should decide which example to write while reading the question. See, most important reason of happiness in life is not money, not success, or not fame. It is relationships. Just see, there are smiles on your faces because this is true. We all know this, but we don't express it out. But now you'll remember this because this was told by an IAS officer out of her own experience. Right? And this will give that connection to the evaluator. This is how you have to choose what to write. Believe in the goodness of people. There are all kinds of people in this world. Some are not so good, but most of the world is nice and kind. Don't give up on people and humanity. Is the world really good? Is this line correct? Most of the world is nice and kind. Is this correct? Yes? Yes, even in this era of terrorism, even in this era of trafficking, even in this era of cheating people. Yes? You are still stronger on your stand? Okay, so don't give up on people and humanity. Right. So, yes, you have to strongly believe in your own stand, definitely. There will be some people who don't believe in this and they will provide strong counter arguments for that. See, being sad is okay. Social media makes us believe everyone is happy all the time. Yes or no? If you are feeling sad and suddenly you open Instagram and if you see your friend going to Goa, gone with friends, you might be sadder for a small thing, but after seeing that post, it will be enhanced. So that is not true. Don't force yourself to be happy. You will be sad at times. Sadness is part of life. So if you accept that sadness is part of life, you will leave that small part aside and you will start doing things which you should actually do. This is a normal thing, but still it can be written in your answers, yes or no. It's a common thing. So I'm showing you these examples because ethics can...
It is practical too.
Practical, that's what ethics is, right? You have to be logical, you have to be practical, you have to be realistic. So, through these examples, I'm telling you all that use such common man examples, use such day-to-day examples, which will attract the evaluator more. If at all he is sad, he'll smile for some time after seeing this. Okay? Yeah. Obviously, features of DD ethics. So now your inner voice is, ma'am, we have already seen this, ma'am. Yeah. So, I'm really telling you, I've been working on this DD ethics from the past 2.5 months. I've just announced it in the mid-October, but I'm ready with the content, I'm ready with innovative aspects, and I myself am loving the content I'm making for DD ethics. So I'm making it very innovative. These are not just the words to attract you, but you yourself will see it once I start and once you join. Yeah. So obviously this is for the first time in Hyderabad. There is no exclusive ethics. I mean, as part of the programs of the institutions, there must be ethics programs running, but separate program for ethics is, I mean, I didn't find it in Hyderabad. If at all you found it, it's okay, but I myself didn't find it. So obviously high quality content, and my old students know. Some of them are my old students here, so they know the importance I give to quality. I won't compromise on quality at all. Yeah. So entire syllabus will be covered through discussion. I will be taking the discussion classes. Entire program you will see only me. For anything you can approach me. I am answerable to your questions. Okay, obviously we have evaluators. We have a team of evaluators, but you are going to interact with me directly. Okay, and homework, unique homeworks which you will not even imagine. Okay, and in this type of homeworks, I'll definitely know if you copy from somebody, right? Because as I interact with you, I will know your personality. So through this homework and through your answers, I will know if you're copying from somebody or using ChatGPT, BARD. This is what all the students are doing now, right? Right? So proper PDF with model answers and images will be given after every discussion class, because like my grid students know this a lot. I mean, my answer writing initiative students know this. I won't be showing the PDF before my discussion class, because when I ask questions to students, right, if I give you the PDF file before, obviously you'll go through that and I will not be getting your own answers on the spot. See, you will remember this interaction more, yes or no? Rather than one side discussion, you will remember the two side discussion more, right? So that is what I want to extract from the students. So all my classes will be interactive in nature. I want to extract answers from the students. I don't let students stay silent. As this is the workshop, I am not pointing out students, but usually I point at students and ask them to talk. I am going to release a video soon. That's a very good video where I made students talk. And those are the students who never spoke before. They come from remote background. They are from villages. They never had that strength to talk in front of people. But I made them talk on the stage by taking the mic. And they feel so proud of themselves now. So students will be given exclusive real life examples which can be used in essays too. Sessions of PYQs. Yeah, we forgot about PYQs. So you should not ignore PYQs also. So revision days, exclusive revision days, which is very, very, very unique. So if you are having some issues in ethics, you just tell me those, and all your revision days, like we will have revision days every week. On those revision days, I am going to give you homework through which your problem or your issue will be solved, where I will help you focus on that aspect which you are facing the issue in. Understood? So that is going to be the revision days. Individual revision schedule will be given to students depending upon the preparation issues. Segmental test or half test and one full length test with proper revision time. Students can write answers online and offline. This is a set schedule. You can tally it with the syllabus also. Every syllabus term is covered. So how are we going to do this? Now, if the initiative is going to start on Monday, you are going to put 1 hour on Sunday. That is 5th of November. Just 1 hour. Put a timer for 1 hour. Disassociate yourself from everything through your mobiles. Put a timer in the alarm. In the alarm clock, not on the mobile phone. Okay. So on 5th November, you are going to study how much ever you can study in that 1 hour about this chapter. How much ever you can. And you will be really surprised to see as you move on gradually, your time will be improved, your speed of studying will be improved. On the first day, you may read only 1 page, on the second day 2 pages, on third day 3 pages, but you will see or you will know your own capacity in reading or in knowing how much you read in 1 hour. Okay. So on 5th of November, you are going to study this topic. On the Monday morning, I am going to post 2 questions. 2 questions on this about this topic, and you are going to write it and post it in the, okay, you want to post it in the group open to everybody or you want to send it individually? Okay, even though you are not part of the initiative yet, just tell me your opinion. Group, why? Okay, so let's make it that way only. So you have to post your answers in the group, then your answers will be evaluated and will be sent to you personally, because I believe in personalized suggestions. Your answer copies after evaluation are not going to be posted in the group, because your suggestions are different. Your suggestions are different. Your suggestions are different. Right? You have to gain an edge over her. You have to get an edge over her. Right? So obviously all the suggestions will be different. So that is the reason we are not going to post the evaluated copies in the group, but will be given individually. Okay? Then the same thing goes on throughout the week, and this PYQs is related to these 3 topics. PYQs of these 3 topics and then case studies of these 3 topics. So the whole week you are doing these topics. Class by me on Saturday, where I am going to discuss all these topics, PYQs as well as case studies, with a proper answer writing approach, with a proper PDF, with a proper model answer, with proper images and a proper interaction. Okay? Yes. So, it is going to be for all the things. The moral thinkers is important, so I have dedicatedly given 2 days for it. Half test, revision for half test. I am also giving 2 days time for revision for half test, and then half test followed by discussion class. Revision for full length test followed by discussion class. You have holidays also. See this interesting thing. I am not revealing some more interesting and innovative aspects of our program which will be known to only students who are part of the initiative, and I want my students to gain an edge over others. So, it's a kind of a secret preparation to score high in ethics. So, with a lot of strong determination, I have written this statement. With a lot of confidence, I have written this statement because I know what I am going to give to all of you. I am very confident about my content. I don't want to show it now also, right? But you should believe in this. Obviously, details of the course, you can just go through this. And as this is FemPower IAS, for all my initiatives, I am going to give 20% discount to girls. So now boys should not ask me. Please download our app also, where I am going to post a lot of content. Yeah. So yes. So 3 months back, I got a front office. I mean, I got an office at RTC Crossroads, so I made it my front office. I never thought of classroom at all. I just started my mentorship program at the front office. But within no time, in just 1 month, I got to see this classroom, and I have made a lot of changes to this classroom. Some people know how this classroom was before. So I have put in a lot of efforts to make this place lively for all the students. So from today onwards, this is going to be your classroom. So you can come here, and I'm very happy that I have 2 places at the 2 prominent places of Hyderabad's civil services preparation, right? So one is at RTC Crossroads and the other one is at Ashok Nagar. So Team FemPower will always be available to all of you, and we are just a phone call away. Obviously, don't come directly all of a sudden and say that, ma'am, you told that you will be available. Just call us before you come to FemPower and ask for the appointments of my availability or other faculty availability. Okay. So just think about DD ethics. DD ethics, yeah. How many times did we mention DD ethics in this class? Very less number of times, right? So yes, I'm going to shout about it. It is DD ethics, which is daily dose of ethics. It is going to change your entire personality, because you have to change your personality for every answer in your ethics exam, right? So think about it. It is really going to be a effective journey, very, very effective and interesting journey. And you yourself, see, you talk with your family tonight after going home, and talk with them after 1 month, after joining ethics initiative. Talk with them after 2 months, talk with them after 3 months. It is your family who will tell you that you have changed a lot, because daily you are taking the dosage of ethics into you, and which will be there with you throughout your life, not just for this preparation, not just for this exam. If you are not clearing in this attempt, I wish all of you clear in the next attempt. But if at all, UPSC is uncertain, we never know. So if at all you are not clearing in this attempt, it will stay with you for next attempt. Then during your service, after you get married, with your family, as we have seen, relationships is a thing which will make you happy, right? So don't stay isolated. You need to have everything. You need to have a family. You need to talk with your friends, everybody, even if you have lovers also, right? That should add up to your personality. That should make you a positive person, but it should not create issue in your preparation, okay? So ethics is everything. There should be no taboo in talking about what is ethics, okay? So this is DD ethics. So all the best. Thank you.